All right. Good evening. Well, here we are again at the end of another season of theater in Memphis, and after 25 years, this has been the season with a difference. As you may have noticed, Bob Hetherington has received 2 nominations for Best Director this year. That may or may not be related to the fact that Bob rang me up this spring right before the judges met and offered me a part in a play. Call it pity, call it a bribe, doesn't matter. And it was not the part that would come immediately to mind when you think of me on the stage. The sexy maid who walks in and soundlessly offers drinks all around. Oh no, it was a speaking role that he offered. No singing or dancing, though, he was clear about that. With heart soaring, I asked him when I could be fitted for an Andre Bruce Ward costume and begin my performance. Then Bob mentioned something about 2 months of rehearsals every night. Heavens, I said, I've got other things to do. Picnics to go on with John Moore. That orange color he wore on stage would rub off on me during the picnic meeting. I really can't be expected to come to rehearsals, I said, but I'll learn my lines and be there opening night. No dice. So I have some questions to ask all of you actors in this room. Do all of you who appear in plays actually go to rehearsals every night for months? Or did Bob just say that to throw me off? Do you realize what fun you could be having instead? Whatever happened to practicing your lines in the kitchen with your mother and then getting up on stage and saying them? If you put your foot down years ago on that subject, maybe I could have done the part. Oh well. Welcome to the Ostranders. It's that night again when we honor Memphis theater and what this panel of judges considers the best of the past season. But it's much more than a night of awards, of so-called winners and losers. It is, as our namesake Jim Ostrander called it, a true family reunion. A night to visit with actors from other stages that you rarely get to see. A night to eyeball the competition for the part that you're dying to have. A night to stand in awe of what Cookie Ewing and Bob Hetherington are doing with college students. To meet ever more theater managers who want to be part of this Ostrander tradition. To do what you do so well, to dress up, to gab, and to celebrate your art. 10 years ago tonight, we did something that was long overdue with these awards. We gave them a new name in honor of the actor who inspired nearly every other actor in town and who helped set the standard of excellence toward which this entire theater community strives. So let's begin the evening by lifting a glass to our namesake, Jim Ostrander, and to a decade of calling these awards Aussies. The process of putting this evening together is a long and involved labor of love on the part of many people, and we're grateful for the hard work and financial support of the folks from Memphis Magazine and Arts Memphis. So thank you, Ken Neal, Matt Ritt from the magazine, Karen Spacek, Peggy Cecil from Arts Memphis. We're grateful as ever to you for continuing to recognize the value of theater in Memphis and the people who make it possible. Please show them your gratitude by sending them an email, by subscribing to Memphis Magazine, and by making a contribution to Arts Memphis. They have been our stalwart sponsors now for 28 years. Most especially Lindsay Roberts, who will be taking my place as the Ostrander coordinator and who has worked tirelessly in the last few years on the technical aspects of this evening. She will do a great job, and she's young, beautiful, and full of energy, not to draw any contrast, of course. And let's give a round of applause applause to those amazing theater managers who work miracles on stage every year. Debbie Litch, Theater Memphis. Mike Detroit, Playhouse on the Square. Birmingham Community Theater. Dial Mandalay, Hattie Lou Theater. University of Memphis. There will be awards given tonight for what these judges consider best. But the real winners tonight are all of you nominees who were selected from among the many for your amazing work this year. Please, all nominees, stand and let's give you a round of applause. And heading up this Ostrander Award program, such a joy for 25 years, whether in performance, costumes, sets, lighting, or direction. You have given me and hundreds of other people in this city hours of great pleasure and insight, and we thank you. When I told a couple of longtime theater guys that this would be my last year at the podium, they asked if I would be doing a reprise tonight of 25 years of the edgy roasts I've inflicted on you all over the years. But the best jokes were made on the year that featured full frontal nudity in almost every play. And I haven't seen a good shower scene on stage for years. It's been way too long, Sister Myotis, since any of us has been titillated against our wills. Yes, it seemed that we turned a corner in theater programming this year. As many of you know, James Dobson, a focus on the family, paid Memphis a visit last year to meet with the theater managers. He called attention to the depths of immorality to which we had sunk in the last decade. And he challenged those theater leaders to rise to a new level of family morality. The theaters listened, and this was the year of focus on the American family at theaters all over town. Let's take a look at what that focus on the American family brought us. We had an alcoholic sister who may or may not have had an affair with her brother-in-law. Possibly did. We had homicidal aunts who stashed bodies in basements. We had a daughter who had had an affair with what we are led to believe is her first cousin, only to learn he's her half-brother. But by that point, who cares? We had a mother who sent her son to school with the admonition, "Have a nice day at school, son. Try not to kill anyone." We had a mother and daughter living in garbage-ridden splendor with 50 cats who kept their spirits up by singing songs about canned corn. We had an uncle who murdered his 2 nephews and drowned his brother upside down in a barrel of wine. In one play, we had 2 situations we fear most. A 36-year-old child who moves back home after a 4th divorce. And worse, family friends who try to move in with their friends after experiencing some sort of free-floating fear. And then we had the mother lode in Osage County. In that play, we enjoyed a mother hooked on drugs and on verbally flaying her nearest and dearest, a father in love with alcohol and suicide, a husband who's fooling around with his college student, a daughter's oily fiancé who tries to molest a 14-year-old niece with whom he's smoking pot, a hen-packed uncle, an abrasive aunt, and a family dinner from hell. No home sweet home samplers hanging on their wall. Kind of made you thankful for Footloose.